back to my channel. Welcome to those of you guys who are new here. If you're new, my name is Kayla. Last video that I filmed was the part 1 to the story time about my roommate. So today I'm gonna finish the rest of the story and just tell you guys everything else that happened. Where I left off last was pretty much just getting into the fact that she was polyamorous and that she had hella different like people over all the time, and she was constantly hooking up with different people. We ended up having multiple meetings with the landlords, none of which were really my idea except for I think one meeting, because it was just getting to the point to where I literally couldn't take it anymore. Like, she was just getting pettier and pettier and pettier, and I just couldn't do it. Like, I had already had such a shitty experience when I first moved out and I was living with 4 other girls, and then my second place was the crazy landlords. At this point, I was just like, I'm not about to move again, because if you've moved, you already know moving is stressful as fuck. Like, finding a new place to live is stressful as fuck, especially in a super dense city. It's just like hella hard to find a place that's affordable, that has a space, like the commute, you know, all of that. Okay, so the issue with her constantly going to the bathroom as soon as my alarm went off, that kind of died down once I literally started getting up at 6:59. Like, I would set my alarm at 7, I would wake up at 6:58, and then I would run to the bathroom and lock it, and she would come out of her room at 7 and not expecting me to, like, she would come out of her room at 7 thinking I wasn't in the bathroom yet, and then she would find that I was already in there like a minute or two early. And of course, like, this pissed her off because it ruined her whole plan of like being petty and going to the bathroom as soon as my alarm went off. So once she started noticing that I was waking up a couple minutes early and so I could get ready for the day, that pissed her off because it just threw a wrench in her plans to be petty. So that issue kind of died down, but then came the issue of just like her not cleaning and then going to the landlord and complaining that like I don't do my fair share of the chores. First of all, I clean up after myself. I clean up after Kayla. Kayla's the only person that I'm going to clean up after. I'm not going to clean up after you. I don't cook that much. I'm not home very often. My whole space is spotless. There was this incident that happened that pretty much just like, so here's another incident that happened. I woke up early in the morning and I was gonna take a shower and get ready to go as usual. And then I went into the bathroom and I turned the light on and I noticed that there's like some sort of granola bar or something tossed into the bathroom trash can, which already irritated me because why are you bringing food into your bathroom space? Like, who throws food away into the bathroom, right? Like, who does that? Obviously it's gonna bring bugs, and it did. So that morning when I went into the bathroom and I turned the light on and I saw the granola, I also saw that there was, when I say like hundreds of ants, there was hundreds of ants all over the tub, all over the bathroom sink, all over the toilet, all over the floor, all leading, like, coming from the trash can because of the snacks that she had put in the trash can. So I was just like, okay, I'm not doing this. It's like 7 a.m. I have to get ready for work. I don't have time for this. And the place I was working at the time actually had a shower. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go to work and get ready there. I'll just leave for work early because I'm not about to go through all this mess, and like, I'm not doing that. Like, I didn't do this. So I left, and then she of course she was on her cycle. So she had all of her uncovered tampons and pads just like piled on top. I don't know if this is still you trying to be petty or what, but like, this is your space that you have to use too. So you're not only damaging the space that I have to use, but you're damaging your own space. Like, you're subjecting yourself to these living conditions. So like, what the fuck? Like, this is way past you being petty. Now you're just a dirty bitch. So I left the mess there. I got to work and I handled my business because I still needed to clean myself. I come home from work, the ants are still there. Like, everything was still there. And I was just like, it was getting worse. And I was so disgusted. I couldn't even go in the bathroom because I literally was gonna gag. So I was like, okay, maybe she hasn't been home. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Still giving her the benefit of the doubt. So when I came home, I noticed like, no, she's definitely been home all day long. And she has used the bathroom. She used the bathroom anyways. So I can't remember what I did, but I still was just like so disgusted that I couldn't even clean it, because anybody who knows me knows like I'm a huge germaphobe. I'm super clean. I love having a clean space. I can't handle bugs. I don't like crumbs. I don't like particles. Like, I'm super clean. So just even going into the bathroom to like even try to clean it, I just couldn't, because I was so disgusted by it. So, and I kept thinking like there's no way she's gonna like see her mess and like not clean this, because at this point you have to clean it. I want to say 2 days went by of that mess and me not really being home, because I was avoiding having to like be around her and like be in that space. I was just using my job, which sounds so bad, you guys, but like keep in mind that me and her have been having issues. I really couldn't stand to be in the bathroom because it was so dirty. Like, I was doing that for, I think, I want to say 2 days. And then I came home and she's still, mind you, she's been at home all this time using the bathroom, not cleaning her mess. So I just got fed up and I asked the landlord, I was like, hey, do you have any bug spray? And she was like, yeah, I'll bring it. Like, why do you need bug spray? Like, is there a problem that we need to fix? Because I think it was like during the winter time. So bugs come out more in the winter. So I was just like, honestly, Mary, because that's what I named her in the last video, left a huge mess in the bathroom and she's putting food in the trash and it's bringing bugs. So I need the bug spray to try and like kill all these bugs that she brought in the bathroom. She was like, okay, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna get a hose. And she got like a bucket and she was like soaking it and she was helping me, because at this point it was like really bad. And I was just like, thank you so much. Like, she gave me this spray, she gave me cleaning tools. I don't have bug spray because we don't, like, there's never been a bug problem, and I just wanted more heavy duty cleaning supplies. And she was like, here, you can use this sink that's in the garage and we'll just fill it up with the hot water and that'll be a lot easier to help you clean. And I was like, thank you so much for the bucket and, you know, for letting me use that sink and then just the spray. And so she was about to leave because like she just came to give me the bug spray and the bucket, and that was it. Like, I was gonna clean the bathroom myself. So as she's walking out, my roommate Mary comes in and she just flies off the handle and she's like, why is she in our unit? No, you are not legally allowed to be in here without my permission. Why are you in here, da da da, in my space? I'm so uncomfortable, da 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 da. And I'm just like, she's in here because I asked her if I could borrow some tools to clean up the mess that you left in the bathroom. So she is leaving. She was in here for all of maybe 1 minute to hand me the bug spray and the bucket, and now she's leaving. And she's like, that's not okay. Even if she's just coming to drop things off, that's not okay. I need to be emailed ahead of time. And I'm just like, absolutely not. Like, it's not like you came home and me and her were just chilling in your bedroom. I'm like, you came home and she was on her way out after handing me some cleaning supplies. Like, I'm not getting what the issue is. So she's just going the fuck off. She's yelling at the landlord, and just, the landlord's like a super like calm, like really nice, friendly person. So she was very taken aback. And this was like her first like personal experience with Mary and seeing how aggressive Mary is, because like I said in my first video, Mary talked really quiet and tried to act like she was super nice and friendly and calm, but she had another side to her that I constantly had to deal with. So obviously my landlord could this was her first encounter, like seeing how aggressive Mary could be. And she was just like, oh my god, like, I'm sorry, I just came to like give Kayla the cleaning supplies to borrow, that's it. I brought them from upstairs and I'm on my way out. Like, I just literally came to hand them to her. And she was just like, Mary was just going the fuck off. And she was like, I was gonna clean that, I could have cleaned that. And I'm like, you had ample amount of time to clean it and you didn't clean it. So also, Mary was going off because she was claiming that I was using bug spray to cause harm to her because it's a toxic fume, and that I know that she has health issues and why would I be using bug spray? And I was just like, I don't talk to you. We don't have that type of relationship. When I moved in, you never communicated to me that there were certain sprays or things that I couldn't use because of whatever allergies or medications or health issues that you have. Like, you never communicated that to me. So bug spray is a common household item. It's not like I was spraying cyanide all over the fucking house. Like, if you have an issue with certain household items, like, I feel like you should have communicated that when I first moved in. I'm not using bug spray to cause you physical harm. Like, I'm trying to clean up the mess that you left for 2 days. And she was just like, well, I could have cleaned it, and I don't like bug spray. And I was like, well, I don't like bloody pads and ants all over the bathroom. And then she got quiet, and I was like, yeah, so you don't like bug spray, I don't like bugs. I'm not understanding. Like, this was your mess to clean. You had days to clean it. You never cleaned it. You're mad because you come home and you're embarrassed that the landlord's giving me cleaning supplies to clean up your mess. Like, it was crazy. I was like, this is what I deal with all the time. Like, crazy things like this. It's so petty, right? So we ended up having another meeting with the landlords. And in that meeting, Mary tried to say that, like, I still was ignoring her. I still wasn't talking to her. And I was just like really honest with the landlords, and I was just like, I'm not going to talk to her. I don't know why we keep having these meetings. I don't have any time in my schedule to just be continuously having meetings because my roommate wants me to have a relationship with her, and I don't want to have a relationship with her. I'm like, at this point, we've had several instances, and I don't want to communicate with her. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So during that meeting, I tried to, like, express my side of things, and Mary continuously just cut me off and shouted, liar, liar, like, the whole time that I was talking.
Listen.
And I'm just looking at the landlords, and I'm like, do you see what I have to deal with? And then this girl wants to put on this, like, sad story and make it seem like I'm just ignoring her for no reason. I can't even tell my side of the story without somebody screaming at me that I'm a liar. And the landlords were both just looking like, oh my God, I've never seen that side of Mary. So I'm just like, and I said to all of them, I was like, I'm not gonna do this. If you're gonna talk all over me and call me a liar, this conversation is gonna end right now. Because nobody spoke over you while you were talking, and a lot of what you were saying was not true. But now that I'm telling my side and I have specific examples, I'm a liar. I'm like, okay, this conversation is gonna end if you keep it up. Also, I found this screenshot of a text that the landlord had actually sent to the both of us. And in the text, the landlord basically reaffirmed the things I've been telling you guys, which is that I was constantly trying to communicate with her. I tried texting her. She never would text me back. I tried talking to her in person about the cleaning, about all the other issues, and she just gave me her ass to kiss. So that meeting went nowhere, obviously. Another example of how petty Mary was there. So like I mentioned before in the first video, I worked a 9 to 5. So I would be going to bed by like 11 p.m. at the latest most of the time. So Mary, like I mentioned before, didn't really work that much. She was a homebody. She was always home. So my room is closest to the garage, which has the washer and dryer in it. So obviously, like, everybody's very conscious of the fact that if the washer and dryer is going on, like, I can hear it. I mean, it's not like extremely loud, but if you're trying to go to sleep, like, that sound would be kind of annoying. So there was this one night where I was about to go to bed, and I noticed that Mary still had her clothes washing. She was still washing her clothes, like washing a load. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, and then if it's still going, I'm gonna turn it off. I wasn't gonna say anything to her because you guys already know, like, we did not have any relationship whatsoever. Like, we did not communicate. So I want to say it was still going by like 11 p.m. and she had been doing laundry since like 10 something, which was already late. Like, she got started hella late that day. So like 11 p.m. rolls around, I'm ready for bed. So I went and turned it off. And then she comes out of her room and turns it back on. I came out, bonnet on and all, and I was just like, excuse me, it's a Wednesday. I remember it was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday after 11 p.m. And I told Mary, I was like, excuse me, it's too late for you to be doing laundry. I have to wake up for work in the morning. You're gonna have to finish that in the morning. And she just ignored me, and she just kept turning it on. So you want to be petty, I can be petty too. Because at this point, I had just been dealing with so much of her shit. We had had several meetings. I was over it. And I forgot to add, like, at this point, I had actually switched rooms because me and Mary used to share, our rooms were right next to each other, and then we shared the bathroom. My other roommate moved out, so I moved into her room and I had my own bathroom. So I had a completely different entrance and everything. So after I switched rooms, she just started to get pettier because she was mad, and she knew that I switched rooms because I wanted to be away from her. I forgot to mention, you guys, that after I switched rooms, the room that I went to was now outside of the common area. The way that the house was set up was there was like the front door, then it go through the garage, and then there's another door that leads to the kitchen, and then the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. So once I switched rooms, like, I was outside of that door on like a different side of the house. So Mary would start locking the door to the kitchen to, like, I don't know if she was thinking she was keeping me out or what, or discouraging me from going in the kitchen, but she would lock the door to the kitchen to be petty. Like, I would have to get my key and unlock the kitchen door every time I needed to get something from the fridge. And I had asked her multiple times, like, hey, can you please stop locking the door to the common areas? Because we had never locked it before. And she just never stopped. Like, she would continue to do it. She would ignore me. She would keep walking and then go in her room and shut the door. Like, I wasn't talking. So we really hardly ever saw each other because we weren't even sharing a bathroom anymore. So yeah, the laundry incident. So she starts turning the washing machine back on, tries to start another load. Like, she doesn't hear me talking. And I was just like, excuse me, it's too late. I have work in the morning. Like, you're gonna have to finish that later. And I wasn't being really aggressive, but I was just very firm. Like, it's very late. I'm not doing this. Like, I gave you over an hour, and even the time that you started was very unreasonable. Like, who starts laundry at 10 p.m. when they share a space with other people? You know, like, that's not really, especially without even asking if that's okay. So I was just very firm, like, you're gonna have to do that in the morning. And she just kept ignoring me, trying to turn it on. And I am petty. Like, I can be just as petty. So I was just sick of her shit at this point, and I stood in front of it and I was like, I'm not doing this with you. Like, we can be here all night. You've been petty for months. Like, you want to keep turning it on, like, you don't hear me talking to you. I'm gonna keep turning it off, and we're just gonna keep doing that. And she got mad, and so I called the landlord at like at this point it's probably like 11:20 p.m. I called the landlord and I was like, can you please come downstairs? Like, Mary is refusing to stop doing laundry and it's almost midnight. And so the landlord's obviously just like, I woke them out of sleep, so I'm sure they're not happy. So they come downstairs and they're just like, Mary, what are you doing? Like, it's late, it's a Wednesday, like, what are you doing? And Mary's like, well, I have another, my clothes are not dry, and da da da. And I'm telling the landlord, like, this is unacceptable. If I'm telling you that it's too late, it's too late. My room is closest to the washing machine. Like, there's no reason for you to be fighting me on this. Your room is all the way on the other side of the house. Like, just accept it and do it in the morning. You know you're wrong. You know it's in the middle of the week, the middle of the work week. Just do it in the morning. She had been home for hours. She was the one who made the choice to wait until after 10 p.m. to start her laundry. Landlords obviously took my side, and they were just like, Mary, we're gonna give you 5 minutes. After that, you need to turn it off. And from this day forward, the last load of laundry needs to be done by 9 p.m. because it's almost midnight. There's no reason for you to be doing laundry, especially if Kayla's telling you that she has to wake up for work. So Mary's upset. And then I don't want to say, like, she was still drying her clothes after like 10 minutes. So I was getting pissed, and I heard the landlords come down and they were like, okay, it's been over 5 minutes. And then Mary was like, okay, fine. And like, she finally took her shit out, and I was just like, situations like this would just always happen. Like, things would just turn into like such a big deal, and they really didn't have to be a big deal at all. So the final straw where Mary ended up moving out shortly after this incident was she was in the kitchen, and I came in there. I don't remember who came in there first, but we both were in there, and I was doing something, and she started talking to me and trying to tell me, oh, don't do this anymore, and da da da, but like with an attitude. And I was just like, stop talking to me. And she just kept on talking and just getting louder and louder. She wanted to be like, I don't know what your problem is with me. Like, I've never done anything to you and da 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 da. Like, you never listen and blah blah blah. And I was like, Mary, I don't care. Stop talking to me. At this point, it's harassment. Leave me alone. And she was just like going off, just like testing me. I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, it had just been so many months of just like so many incidents, and I was just like, I can't handle this anymore. And I haven't even included all of the things that have happened, so you guys have no idea all the things that happened. These are just like the most like noteworthy incidents. But yeah, she just kept goading me and just like telling me what I need to be doing and like just trying to get a reaction out of me. And I just told her to shut the fuck up. I'm not saying that my actions are okay. I'm just saying, like, at this point it had been like, I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9 months of just like constant drama every single day, constant passive aggressiveness, everything. So I really was just like done. So shortly after that, I stopped seeing Mary. I went back home for like a month and I didn't see Mary because I went home for like a month for winter break, and then I came back and Mary actually moved out, and I was just so happy, you guys. But yeah, that's the rest of the story. Obviously, that's not all the incidents that happened, like I said, but those are the main ones. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I tried to not make it super long and just kind of keep it within a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodles.